Lord Lieutenant, Lord Mayor, Baroness Tanni Gray-Thompson, members of the Chamber and honoured guests. It really does give me great pleasure in welcoming you to the President's 154th annual dinner in what are, I hope you agree, truly stunning surroundings. A fantastic achievement tonight by the Bishop and the Cathedral. Our breaks with tradition, and we've had a few tonight, and I hope you as members bear with me on that. We've been well hosted in the past at the Cutler's Company and the Cutler's Hall, and we have a fantastic Master Cutler, and we thank you for being so magnanimous. And tonight was about a call to action from the Cathedral and the Archers Project. And this dinner was an opportunity for the Cathedral and the Archers Project to get closer to our business community and to further highlight the Cathedral's desire to be at the heart of not just the spiritual community, but the general community of Sheffield. So I hope, Bishop, that this builds the Cathedral's confidence in potentially making this venue into a more flexible and ecumenical space in the future. And thank you again for taking the risk. Another break in tradition tonight, and no doubt you'll probably hear about it on Facebook, or if you're not already twittering, we seem to have a very active Twitter on the Chamber website, is that we will select and announce tonight a Chamber charity for the year. And I think this is actually more a concept revisited than a new one. So we wish all those nominees a great success, and we'll be coming to that later on. And someone will be a winner tonight. Those nominated charities are in membership of the Chamber, and we hope to provide them with further support and profile and to raise funds, but also to perhaps bring some new skills to charities and organisations in terms of this big society, which in our opinion is all about social enterprise. And I think this city has a great reputation and expertise in social enterprise, which will form a critical part of our modern economy as we move forward. In welcoming our guests tonight, I'd like to just have a special welcome to Baroness Tanni Gray-Thompson, DBE. Thank you very much for being with us tonight, Tanni, and thank you also to Richard Cabourn, our former Minister for Sport, for his gentle persuasion of Tanni to come along here tonight. She's a very, very busy lady, and we're pleased with the Olympics and Paralympics not far away that Tanni is with us tonight. She's no stranger to the city. Sheffield Hallam University awarded her an honorary doctorate and for her services to sport and to disability, and she's a great campaigner in that area. She's in the Lords and she's banging the drum, so thank you. I'm sure we'll be hearing from her with an inspirational speech. Also like to welcome, and you saw him earlier on, a little bit nervous he said about these kind of things, Steve Peat, Sheffield's own world downhill mountain bike champion who honed his skills in those woods in Chapeltown and is looking to bring the next generation of world champions in his own academy, and he's trying to build something up at Warncliffe Side. Those who know us know where that is, and the Grenoside Woods, and we wish you well with that. Tonight, this fantastic occasion couldn't happen without a number of key sponsors, and they in turn are helping us support the Archers Project. So our thanks tonight to Elevation Recruitment, to PwC, to Centre, to our AV sponsors, CVC Event Services, and to our print sponsors, Proco. So thank you very much to those, and a round warm welcome. I'd like to thank a number of organisations who have also donated a combination of 13 excellent prizes, and when you generously hand in your £10 into the envelopes, Mike Shaft, our announcer, will tell you of those superb prizes, all worthy of a tenner at least, I can assure you. My thanks also to the Cathedral once again, but particularly on this case to Carl Hutton, who's probably, I'm not sure where he is right now, but the general manager of the Cathedral, who has given great personal commitment to making this happen. The logistical exercise was something else, but I think it paves the way. So thank you to Carl and to his team. My personal thanks to the Chamber events team. I'm putting all this at the front. Kate, who has been phenomenal walking around in the red dress, and Angela, but equally it's been a Chamber all-round effort, and I'd like to give them a warm thank you for making this such a wonderful evening tonight. Thank you very much. If I don't get a chance, you may insult me later on. I'd like to thank a man who gives his wonderful dulcet tones. He's a voice of radio, a voice of television, and a voice of British basketball, Mike Shaft, our announcer this evening. One or two important thank yous here before I move on to what's the presidential address. If you're timing me, it could be more than 15 minutes, sorry. The sweepstakes are out there, I can see them. One or two people moved on from the Chamber this year, and we had an effort to get him back, which was surprising. And we'd like to thank, for many years, the Chamber's honorary legal advisor and a former chairman of Centre. And he tried to leave peacefully, but ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to put your hands together, and I'd like Peter Lee to stand up and show our appreciation to Peter for the many years of service. Thank you, Peter. I was personally mortified when he left, and he was always the voice of reason round the Chamber board. I'd also like to remember the fact that not very long ago, earlier this year, we lost a former president of the Chamber in the Honourable Neil Turner. And Neil was president of the Chamber in 96-97 and a great servant to the city in many ways. And it was very fitting that his funeral was actually in this cathedral, and our condolences to his family. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, may I thank the patrons tonight for their support of the Chamber. Our patrons are vital to the lifeblood of what we do at the Chamber. Without your support, we couldn't function in the way that we do. And as members and as the board, our sincere and warmest thank you, and we hope that tonight has been an excellent evening and exceeded your expectations. Having got through the welcomes and the thank yous, if you'd indulge me in another 10 minutes or so, maybe 15, I want to focus on some perhaps uplifting news. If we listen to the news too much and we listen about the Bank of England and the growth rates and not the growth rates, etc., it can become rather depressing. And rather than be a victim, I think we need to focus on what we can do. And we need to focus on the strengths of our city. And as a Chamber, what it is that we can do as members for our city in these difficult times. It's no surprise that perhaps I want to address a sporting theme amongst this as well, if you'll indulge me. Whilst our professional sporting clubs in football terms may have had a difficult year, and we wish them every success in bouncing back, there are teams that are doing very well. The Sharks, the Steelers are winning trophies, and may they long continue. But particularly important, sport and the leisure industry is well beyond about bouncing a basketball or a football. The scale and size of our sector now is significant to our city's economy, and it has been clearly recognised by the Local Enterprise Partnership as part of their strategy. And James Newman, as chairman, is with us tonight. The growing reputation and success of our sports and leisure industry is helping to generate a very international profile for our city. Once again, we just saw the World Snooker, and it brought literally hours of international coverage, and particularly in China. But here are some pointers for you to go away, perhaps forms a future question of sport. I think you all thought that was quite easy this evening. £600 million is our economic turnover in the sports and leisure sector now, not insignificant. 10,000 full-time equivalent jobs. We have some of the finest world-class sports facilities for elite performers and professional sporting clubs. Amongst them, our winter sports as well, remarkably. And these have attracted now regularly Olympic and Paralympic training camps to our city well before the Olympics was even thought of in 2012. We now have a world-class medical and science and supporting athlete service infrastructure, and this is always amazing visitors who come to our city. And as a consequence, we have the highest sports undergraduate school in the country, 6,000 students studying a sports-related degree in Sheffield. We have a huge range of professional sporting clubs, 11 within our city, and that's unsurpassed other than in the big cities of London and Birmingham. We have growing bases of Great Britain and elite performance squads in our city, including volleyball, boxing, diving, swimming, table tennis, and other individual world-class athletes. We have an internationally acclaimed Centre for Sports Industry and Research and the Leisure Industry Research Centre based at Sheffield Hallam University. What's more, as the bell tolls, the largest major events programme in the UK outside the City of London is being held in Sheffield in 2011, with significant investment from UK sport and government. So we, as a city, will be staging 50 major events, drawing thousands of visitors to the city who spend their money in our hotels, shops, and are buying our services. Just a few to be mentioned. This month, European Synchronised Swimming Championships, for those who like that sort of thing. In July, the European Fencing Championships, and we welcome Piers Martin, the Chief Executive of Fencing, here tonight. We have International Paralympic Table Tennis in September. We have the UK Schools Olympics in 2011, the year before the Olympics themselves. And then in 2012, a tremendous first, in January, the European Figure Skating Championships, and we welcome Keith Horton, their Chief Executive of NISA, here with us tonight as well.